Afternoon, guys. Let me just turn the TV down. Right, so I'm making for my tea. I'm having new potatoes, mint sauce, runner beans, and not sure what meat I'm having with it yet. But I'm just chopping my mint sauce up. And I thought I'll do an upload. And today's upload is going to be about Ben Needem. And the case of Ben Needem, it almost could be like a mirror image of that of Maddie McCann. Hang on. Come on then, Miles. He was sat there waiting. And it almost could be like a mirror image of the Maddie McCann case. Only it didn't even come close to that of Maddie's with the media coverage. For whatever reason other than the class of the parents. That's what it could be. Ben's mum, Kerry, she wasn't like a doctor with a high paying job, she was just a normal sort of normal loving mum, living on a council estate in Sheffield, who would move to Greece with her mum, with Ben, her mum Christine, and her dad, I think it's Eddie, and Eddie's son, so her brother, Stephen. Unlike Maddie's parents, Kerry didn't leave Ben alone. Sleeping in a hotel or a villa, whichever one it was, while they drank and dined with other couples, and then Maddie's parents, they took it in turns to sort of check on the kids at half-hour intervals. No, Ben went missing while playing outside of a farmhouse, where his granddad was sort of renovating it. Doing a bit of renovation really. So this is the story of the disappearance or the vanishing of Sheffield toddler Ben Needem. So the day he went missing, his nan had got him in the pram and was sort of walking over to this farmhouse where like I said, her husband, his granddad, Kerry's dad, was sort of working. So she made her way over with sort of Ben in the pram, and they just needed to get a bit out of the sun, a little bit, and have a little bit of a break. And Ben was sort of playing with his cars, having a little bit of fun, minding his own business, and he just vanished, absolutely just into thin air. They thought, oh, we'll see if Ben wants a drink or something to actually say that, but they then realise he's gone missing. But they don't panic at first, because previous, to this, like I say, the brother Stephen, Eric, and I don't know if they're half brothers or not. I'm not sure on that, but definitely her brother anyway. Her brother had sort of been before and took him out, on the moped and stuff like that. So they didn't panic at first. But then it came to light that, he wasn't with Stephen. He wasn't with his uncle. And like most child, missing cases with children, the parents and the family always sort of come to the top of the list to see who, sort of suspicion falls on them, doesn't it, basically? But the case didn't seem to move forward. Kerry and the family travel all over Europe over the 32 years that Ben's been missing, following up every single sighting, every young man that came forward claiming that they were Ben, which would also amount to nothing. A Greek prisoner in jail came forward, and he said that he knew where Ben was. But South Yorkshire Police said that this is a hoax, not to listen to it. Now, by this time, South Yorkshire Police has secured, with the Home Office, a grant in order to sort of go over and investigate, this case. And some of the money we used to do, digs and stuff. And the dig was being done on the farmhouse where, like I say, where he vanished basically. And all that, because there was it sort of come to light, which I'll mention later on, that they were sort of suspicious of this other guy that was renovating alongside Kerry's dad, that he'd accidentally sort of killed Ben, maybe accidentally ran him over or something, while renovating, and didn't see him, and sort of didn't panicked, didn't know what to do, and he buried him. But there's allegedly, all that is allegedly, there's no proof. But all that they found was a leather strap from a sandal that Ben had got on. Now, these sandals were sold in Kos, because it was the Greek island of Kos where he went missing, by a local business, and they are made to order basically. So it was confirmed that this leather strap was from his sandal. And there was also a toy car found. DNA was found on the items, but it wasn't Ben's. And I don't know how they can tell this. It really intrigues me, how fascinating DNA is. But they also could tell that it wasn't the DNA of a toddler. And like I said, they believed that it'd been accidentally sort of, knocked over. Now, Kerry went over to Kos on a sort of a regular basis. Because obviously they came home due to I think it was a family sort of a family emergency, I think, if I'm not mistaken. And she found out that there was a white car. A witness had said there was a white car in the area of where this farmhouse was, where Ben sort of vanished from, went missing from. And the police didn't follow this up. They said that they knew who it belonged to, but didn't do any interviews. Now, this is the timeline, and although if you go online, there's a lot more to this timeline, but I wouldn't say there was sufficient, so I sort of picked the main ones out. Now, in July the 24th in 1991, Ben vanishes while playing in the grounds of a farmhouse, and the police conduct the search. Then in July the 26th, 1991, the witness reports the claims of a boy matching Ben's description was seen at a local airport on the day of the disappearance. This was never, ever, ever violated. I can't pronounce the word. This was never even followed up on, basically. Now, in September 91, the family go home due to a family illness. December 03, so a lot of time's passed, the police release a photo of what Ben could look like at the age of 14. Because they've got sort of, technology, and, it's amazing, isn't it, what computers can do. And they, we've all seen them daft apps where age me apps and stuff, but this is along sort of them lines, only, this actually works. So they released this picture. Then in 2004, come here, Miles. In 2004, an anonymous donor donates 500,000 for any information leading to the safe return of Ben. Give over, Miles. Then in October 2010 is the 21st birthday of Ben. And Kerry does another new appeal. Then in September 11, the Greek police officially reopened this case. And they ask... No, they don't. That's later. No, is it? Then in January 15th... what's the matter, Miles? Sorry. Stop it. You're putting me off. The police, the Metropolitan Police secured the money for the funding, and those digs. Then in March/April 15, the family go over to Greece to meet a boy who believes he was Ben. And he believed this because there was no sort of pictures of him when he was younger. Things just don't kind of add up for this guy, this teenager. But unfortunately, it's not Ben. Then in September 16, the Greek police do a television appeal for witnesses to come forward, and then in September 2016, the police officially tell Kerry that they think a digger driver, the guy who was helping, probably sort of knocked him down. That guy, that man has since passed away, and his family are wanting to sue. God, don't people sue about anything? Wanting to sue Kerry, for basically saying that this guy may have knocked over my son and buried him somewhere, and the family saying they don't want him to sort of be known as a murderer, basically. Now, what do we think? What do we, what's our opinions, guys? Let's think. Now, I thought about letting you guys go and mull this over, and then I thought, let's do a live discussion on our opinions of this. So, it's now, call it 5 o'clock. At 7 o'clock, let's all get together on a live and share our opinions. See you soon.